Game, don't taunt us, please.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Lone Moon. The Rose-Colored River. The Resistance Army, having received reinforcements from House Daphnel in Aelel, is finally ready to unleash its invasion on the Imperial territories.
That's it. That's my intro. I got paid a good amount of money to say that simple sentence. While mocking you because Edelgard is no longer your friend, you can no longer have tea.
The messenger we sent to Claude has returned. It seems he will be initiating the plan immediately. We will advance when House Regan's forces move out. We will take the Great Bridge of Myrden with minimal casualties, and in doing so, initiate all-out war with the Empire. We must prepare for battle, Professor.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah, what is it with this beginning and just being so, I don't know, simplistic and non-essential? Oh, great, like this grouping. Bloody hell, Cyril and Sedith. One of these.
Cyril, white magic.
This is.
This is.
It's him saying, this sucks. But he's being subtle about it. I have to spend time with Cyril. This sucks. On that note, Lysithea, let's have a chat.
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead. I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay? I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time. 18 years ago, House Ordelia was involved in a civil conflict within the Empire. All we did was respond to a call for aid. We weren't involved politically. But once the rebellion was crushed, my family was held responsible for the aid we gave, and the Empire gained some sway over us as a result. At the time, the noble houses of the Alliance took a passive stance. No one lent aid to my family. As a result, some key officials within the family were killed, and people from the Empire were sent to replace them. Among those people were some mysterious mages. They were unsettling, in a word, skin pale as death. One after another, they captured and imprisoned the children of our household. They began performing terrible rituals on the children, though it's probably more accurate to call them experiments. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, until the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this. A shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most, perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass. It's not like what's been done to me can be undone. Professor, the only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crests. You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
I really want to see her and Edelgard's support now. Makes me wonder if that's why Edelgard's hair is white too.
Wouldn't shock me. Again, one of the benefits in which multiple playthroughs can harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And Linhardt, yeah, sure, bye, suppose.
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes, I do something.
Professor, what brings you out so late? I've been worrying about something. I asked you once to help me achieve my goal of being a person who can simply nap all day. Then I thought, if the world becomes a peaceful place, all my crest research might be for naught. Well, I don't see how crests have much use in times of peace. Certainly there are crests that make you stronger and could be used in engineering. And I suppose crests that increase magical abilities might help doctors heal injuries. Still, the possibilities seem limited. It's as if crests were designed to be used only in times of war. Their power meant to bring about death and destruction. I cannot prove what I say is true, but suppose for a moment that it is. The longer this war goes on, the more useful my crest research becomes. But if the war were to end today, we would go on living, perhaps not using the power of our crests at all. It is truly my dream to be a crest scholar, but I also dream of all the wonderful naps peace would bring. Saying it all out loud, it feels a rather stupid thing to worry over. Knowledge or peace, sleep or war. Thank you, Professor. I appreciate the sentiment. Although if I stop researching crests, I'll have one less excuse to spend time with you. Professor, don't make faces like that. People like you, who listen to my blathering and then nod and smile as though what I say matters, people like you are very precious to me.
Well, at least he knows we pretend. So, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? No? Great. We got it. Good. Anyway, last episode, we overcame the battle in the Valley of Torment, in which not only did we succeed, but we also rescued one of ours that was lost. Now, Ash is back in the monastery. That means we have just one person to work with. But I feel like now we do have a few paralogs on our agenda. But for now, as always, as per the course, let's explore, let's see what's changed, and let's just interact. As we literally have someone stalking outside our door.
Professor.
Professor, I've stayed behind here all night.
May I discuss something with you? I promised to help you find the truth of who you are, but I'm afraid it's not that simple. There are some details I have kept concealed. 5 years ago, before she vanished, I asked Rhea some pointed questions. I learned that she knows everything about you. No, that is understating it. Rhea is responsible for your existence. I could explain to you here and now what fragments of knowledge I was able to pry from Rhea. I fear, however, that a partial understanding might do you more harm than good. Once we save Rhea, you will know the whole of it. For now, that is all I can tell you. If you are still uncertain about your feelings, then permit me to add one more thing. You, Rhea, and I, we are like family. Because of those deep ties, you can be certain that I will never abandon or betray you. On the contrary, I greatly wish to see what your future holds. I am, and will always be, your ally. You are not wrong. History is full of examples. I don't believe that will be the case here, but I suppose all I can do is ask for your trust. The truth is, you have become indispensable to me. And that is true quite independently of whether I see eye to eye with Rhea, or even whether we are friends. After this war is over, where I go and what I do will depend wholly on you. I am still trying to figure that out myself. Perhaps it is just that I find you so fascinating that I cannot bring myself to leave your side. I dislike a one-sided conversation, but in this case I am afraid I had no choice. Our future is yours to determine.
Rhea's your mom and I'm really your dad. The end. Anyway, that's an awkward conversation to start off with. And also, I kind of feel like that support conversation was kind of needless. It's like, Professor, are you ready to hear everything? Because I know everything, because Rhea knows everything. Guess what? I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. It's like, really? You can't just at least give us, like, something? We are family. Yes, that can mean a lot of things. I mean, just look at the internet. It's full of Vin Diesel memes. Because family. Because we do it because family. Because family is family. You right, family? It's like, but I digress. It just goes to show. I'm kind of forming opinion about this game as a whole, and it's not one I am particularly a fan of. I mean, don't get wrong, I feel like this game is fantastic, but the way it's going about, like, what story prompts appear where and what's optional and what you might miss, it's not something I personally agree with, but no, well, let's continue.
If Rhea really is in the Empire, then we must defeat the Imperial army by any means necessary. The people at large are just as concerned for Rhea's safety as we are. The sooner we can settle all our unease, the better. I have something to ask of you.
Oh god, this one.
I have something to ask of you.
Supply run. Yep, it's what you think it is. Another randomly generated time for you to find various fruits and items, which you have no control over in some ways.
The battle at ALL was a tactical marvel. You grow stronger with each passing day. Where does your talent end and your crest's power begin? Are they one and the same, I wonder? Most intriguing. Yet it is quite difficult to draw useful conclusions given the situation. It is quite unfortunate I did not achieve my research goals before the war broke out. So much unknown. Now, I fear I will not have those answers even by conflict's end. So very frustrating.
And that brings me to a point based on Hanneman's conversation. And we'll talk to Manuel and I'll address that really quick.
Oh, hello there, Professor. Did you need something from me? It doesn't look like you're wounded or anything. You just looking for someone to talk to? I thought so. Well, I'm here for you. Making you feel better is my top priority. Whether it's physical pain or worries of the heart, you can come to me for anything, Professor.
As a male avatar, that does not fill me with confidence. I'm gonna say that one. But anyway, though, getting onto a point, I know this has been like a sort of staple that Fire Emblem has had, I think ever since Fire Emblem Awakening, but I kind of have mixed feelings about the protagonist being someone who you make who is, for the most part, mute and just has a generic personality. Whereas before, in the other Fire Emblem games, at least to my knowledge, you get to play as Ike, and you get to play as, established characters. On that premise, it does make you feel more in tune with the story. Because I'll say right now, and this is a personal preference, and if you agree or not, please let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. I personally feel more attached to characters that are already established and not a character in which you make like an avatar, for example.
Yeah, I agree.
because and again, we haven't played Fire Emblem Awakening or Fates, in which you have a Robin and Corrin as main goes, but I feel honestly more attached to Ike, to Chrom, Lucina as characters, because they're already established. You see the stakes they have, and you just get more in depth with the character.
I kind of feel like Dimitri, Edelgard, and Claude should be their own characters. Like, if you go into this game, you can say, oh, I want to be Claude, I want to be Dimitri, or I want to be Edelgard, and you can watch their own story unfold before you.
Yeah, because I feel like it's more of a personal journey. And of course, we say nothing. See? It's just kind of things like that. It's like, I kind of would want to see more like internal monologues. I don't know. I feel like one of the key points to what makes me think of this is because when Sophus left, that's when I feel like we as a character became less intriguing. Yeah. Because, with Sophus, we got to have a little back and forth, and she would react to what we thought, what we said, what we did. We can get a sort of back and forth in that aspect. But without Sophus, we've got nothing and no one to react to. Oh no, just seems a bit ironically lonely and a bit boring. Yeah. And I get it, it's Fire Emblem, you're meant to surround yourselves with allies, with friends, which what we always do here. But I don't know, it just feels a bit eh. But however, it does honestly make me want to play Fire Emblem games. And hey, if there's anyone watching and you would want to see us play other Fire Emblem games, by all means let us know. We are always looking forward to playing more games and seeing what's what. And you're trying to find Ash, aren't you? Yeah. You are trying to find Ash. It is very weird because we oh, there he is. He's here. Aha! Didn't say goodbye. But now we'll talk to everyone here. But one interesting thing that I want to say is when we talk to Ash really quick.
It's thanks to you that I'm here now. I owe you, Professor. You saved my life. I swear I'll do all I can to repay that debt.
The choice on whether you kill Ash or not, or any character in this story, provided you didn't kill them, they would actually have different reactions. Especially in their house. Because I can remember vividly during our Blue Lions Let's Play, we weren't able to recruit Ferdinand, and so therefore we had to kill him. Some NPCs, some of your own characters, will be upset that you killed another member of their house.
Yeah, because I can remember Dorothea being sad about Ferdinand and Lorenz dying.
Yes, like, oh my god. We killed Ferdy.
Yeah.
Oh no, so depending on who you kill, different NPCs can have different reactions, which I feel like overall is a pretty nice touch. A morbid touch, but And of course, let's not get into the conversation on every character having different death scenarios and dialogues, in which I'm going to say out right now, I don't have the heart to show. I don't want to kill Bernie.
No.
I don't want to kill Marianne. Or anyone else. I just feel so sad that if I did that. However, though, I am kind of morbid if say, like, for example, we kill Felix and he goes, oh, finally. God, what took you so long? Although I can already tell what what Cyril's would be. No, Raya! And so on and so forth.
Food tastes bad.
When it comes to food,
Food tastes bad. Food tastes bad when it comes to food. All food is terrible. Which is why I only have liquids.
Do you not enjoy eating?
Do you not enjoy eat? No, I didn't. Also, Setef, English, not good. Setef, are you... Setef, my friend, are you okay? I know word good, Professor. I know do good on word.
I'm happy to eat.
That looked...
I'm happy to eat that look. I'm happy to eat your face is what I'm saying. My face is eating your flesh.
Professor, I'm sure you know this already, but House Ardelia is aligned with the Empire. They face the Empire from across a river, similar to the Gloucesters. Even so, I refuse to yield to the Empire a second time. The Empire did unthinkable things to my family, and to me.
And to that
The
woman,
only
apparently.
option here is winning. Professor, you must promise we will overcome the Empire.
I will, but that woman needs help.
Professor.
I like when Felix turned up, everyone on that table pissed off. They all know to fear me.
Finally, I notched a win against you.
And then they're back. Is he gone? Is he gone? Oh, thank God.
taking care of some weapon maintenance, Petra? You seem completely absorbed.
Yes, taking care of the weapons has great importance.
I cannot argue with that. That weapon there, is it from Bridget?
No, it is a weapon of Dagda. But the people of Bridget used them often.
Fascinating. I have read about the weapons of Dagda, but this is my first time seeing one in person.
Lots of weapons and fighting techniques came from Dagda to Bridget.
Ah, so Dagda to the west had a big influence on the Bridget archipelago. I am fascinated by foreign fighting techniques. Would you consider teaching me sometime?
I will. But it is difficult to explain fighting with words. We can try sparring, maybe?
Yes, a practical demonstration. I would be quite grateful.
Let's have our beginning then.
Perhaps we should stop there.
Oh? Do you think you have understanding of the fighting techniques from Dagda?
Yes, now that I have experienced it firsthand. I used to look down on foreign fighting styles, but I was clearly remiss. The footwork, the nimble way you shift your weight is extraordinary. I will have to remember those moves for the next time I am in battle. Clearly, you have honed your skills through practice. Your fist felt as sharp as a spear.
Bridget is stuck in between Dagda and Fodlan. It is of much importance to hone our fighting techniques. I am of the royal family, but I am a warrior before that. I must fight to live and to protect my home.
When the alliances of Bridget and Dagda encroached on the Empire, they were always driven back. But perhaps the Empire's victory was due to geographic advantage or divine intervention, rather than military superiority. Having met you, that is what I think. I cannot help but feel a little disgraced. I held foreign fighting styles in such low regard without ever seeing them for myself.
When I came to Fodlan, I felt disgraced for many things that I learned. But there is no disgrace in losing ignorance. We need to be learning and growing with each other. Always.
Yes, by working together we can make progress. And both sides need to look ahead to the future.
That was a very wholesome and very nice support conversation. I kind of like that. I mean, as the saying goes, nobody learns without getting it wrong.
There you are, Lysithea. I've been looking for you. So, I have a hypothesis about your crests.
I know you're the one who sent me that anonymous letter. There are things we must discuss. Ugh, it sounded like some bizarre love letter.
What? No, of course not. However, I wonder what you would have done if it was.
Now I'm just confused and grossed out.
I'm sorry, but that is not the overall topic of discussion. Do pay attention.
Pay attention to you? As though anything you say is worth listening to. It's not like you can tell me anything I don't already know.
You don't have a very positive opinion of your crests, do you? That's why you should listen to me. I've dug through all my books, and there's no record of anyone being born with 2 crests. You are, to be blunt, an impossible occurrence. For you to have a second crest, it must have been forcibly implanted after birth.
Is that your theory then?
Yes, it is. To further the theory, if the power exists to implant a crest, then it must be possible to remove one too. And that is the real issue at hand.
I could have one removed?
That's what Hanneman is working on understanding. I'm helping him with it.
Professor Hanneman?
Based on your reaction, it seems you want one of your crests removed. I don't think I'd give up having 2 crests if I were you.
Is that so? Even if you'd gone through horrifying experiments, endless trauma, and if you knew that all this pain meant you'd die very, very young? That's what you'd think? You're completely lacking in empathy, so of course you would make such a crass and foolish assumption.
What did I say? What did I say? Linhard, we've had wholesome talks between all characters, and then you show up and saying, well, I wouldn't mind dying young. Sounds kind of nice. And I'm going on then to a topic which is best left unsaid. So you know what, guys? I feel like we're going to end things here. You know what? Choose life, because my god, it's great playing video games and talking to you a lot. It's always a great time. But guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like this episode, then please be sure to like it. Very, very much appreciated. If you don't like it, well then, you must be a fan of Linhart, because
Professor?
he did not make the best comments in all of human history. But if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then please be sure to subscribe. This has been just a simple, short episode, just seeing sights and sounds in the monastery this time of the month, and just explaining just a brief glimpse on our opinions of this game, future Fire Emblem games, and also ones the past as well. Next episode though, we are going to be going on to more paralogs, because we have one more to do and a few fights to have. So, with that said, look forward to that, and we'll see you next time, which hopefully Cyril will be out of our hair and not singing next to us.
Yeah.
Because
Hey!
this sucks.
This sucks.
This sucks. This sucks. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. I could strangle Cyril with his hand. See you next time, guys.